Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you to another weekly market forecast with Yemi Olaleye. I'm a market analyst at FX Pro, and this is the weekly market forecast, which covers for 6th of July till 10th of July, 2026. We're starting off with the fundamental outlook, which focus on only high impact news. Monday 6th, 3 p.m. Nigerian time, we have high impact news on US dollar, which covers for ISM, services PMI. On Tuesday, we have no high impact news at all. On Wednesday, we have on NZD and US dollar. NZD comes up 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. Nigerian time, focusing on official cash rates, RBNZ rate statements, and press conference. US dollar focus on the FOMC meetings, which comes up 7 p.m. Nigerian time. On Thursday, we have no high impact news on any of this currency, and we have bank holiday with the New Zealand dollar. And then on Friday, which is the last trading day of the week, we have Canadian dollar coming up for employment change and unemployment rate. And these are the highlights of the impact news we have for this week. And that is the fundamental insight. Let's quickly move now into the technical part of the business and let's see what we have. Last week was a very good one for us in the group because most of the currency pairs and assets we talked about, they move exactly as we projected, and we're able to secure $1 or $2 for ourselves, and the community is happy. And quickly for this week, let's see what we have in the market. We're not trying to predict, we just want to position ahead of time for the market. On the XY weekly time frame, we're looking for more bullish momentum till the price gets here at about 104.202. On the daily time frame perspective, what does it really mean? It seems more like we're looking for more bullish energy, but over time, we saw that rejection of that zone. And when we check it out carefully, we saw that we are creating more structure to the downside, lower lows and lower highs. And that means we still be expecting to see more of that happening for this week before we have the bullish momentum picking up with full speed. Then going to 4 hour time frame perspective, we put more light into exactly what we're looking at. And that means we have to just put it up this way. Now we have two zones we're looking at for the DXY to dump into before it moves again. This is the first zone, which is right here at about 100.2 for an average. And the second zone is sitting right about 99.672. And that is exactly where we're expecting the price of the DXY to dump into, just like this, before it picks up again for a buy. And ideally, I would have loved to go with any of this, but I love the airstream so much. I would love to wait and see the price reaction of this zone. So this one makes more sense for me, and that is why I'm going to be using this. But ideally, I will tell you, I'll wait more for what will happen here to determine if I'll wait to see more price reaction here. So honestly, expecting price to dump into this range before I expect more bullish momentum. That would be my projection for this week on the DXY. So quickly, I will move from this and I'll go to the EURUSD and the rest of the guys and see exactly how the impact of the SY can affect the rest of this currency pairs. And that I will start with the EURUSD. With the US dollar was very, very good one for us last week. We projected it was going to buy to this level before we see further rejection, which happened right there. And with this, it means like we should be expecting more bearish momentum a little before we have that bullish momentum, before we continue bearish momentum. Why? On the weekly time frame perspective, we are looking for more bearish energy. And that means we're expecting the price to still dump more for about 600 pips on average. I don't know if that will continue to the end of this year or not. I can't tell. But with that, we have another zone which we can always relate to it, which is sitting around here. And that level to the current market price is about 200 to 250 pips or thereabout, about 250 pips. So, which is also another zone. And regardless, we have this, we have this. Honestly, I will be waiting for more sell. Lower structure taken out over time. You see, I've had so much markings on this particular chart. So lower highs and lower lows showing us this is the bearish trend, and we're looking for more of that. On the daily time frame perspective, it is just the same, just that on the daily, last week was more of a range. Until Thursday, we have that massive bullish momentum, 8 hour zone, and we see that rejection, which is okay. But on 4 hour time frame perspective, what exactly are we looking at? So right here, if we look at, excuse me, I'm going to take out this. I don't want so much noise on my chart. So right here, if you look at the entire scope of the detail of this analysis, it's very simple. We have the previous high structure here, which is the premium level, and we see the price rejecting of that zone a little. Then we can go to lower time frame to see where the price can actually reject to before it pick up again for a buy. But honestly, I'll be waiting to see the buy continue till it gets in here. And this is where I want to see more sell from. This is a premium level. This is the supply zone, and I'll be expecting to see that in the market. And that being said, let's go quickly to the Great Britain pounds US dollar. On the weekly time frame for the Great Britain pounds US dollar, we also have the price eating up this level in the future. This is a potential zone. But before then, I want to see the price taking out this previous high structure, which is about 340 pips away from the current market price. So quickly, if I move to the 4-hour time frame perspective, that shows me that what we saw on the Euro US dollar was not far away from what we're looking at here. So honestly, I want to see how the price is going to mitigate around this condition, whereby it's going to create a balance and structure and move straight into this range before we have a sell. So it means that the price can actually still show us a bit of this kind of momentum into this level, whereby we can now start having a buy from here going forward on the Great Britain pounds US dollar before this now sells off. This is also very, very possible. It could be our latest reality. So let's wait and see how the price is going to play out with this. And with that, we're going to determine what else we want to do of that zone. And quickly, let's move to the next guy, AUD dollar. On the weekly time frame perspective of this one too, we saw how the price has actually moved over time. We saw that the price has done a bit of sell momentum, and currently we're expecting more sell momentum into this range. On the weekly time frame perspective, this is what we're expecting, and that zone to the current market price is about 229 pips. If you go to the 4-hour time frame perspective, look at what the price is creating. It's an opportunity for us to catch more momentum later. But for now, we're looking for more buy because it looks more like we have a demand, a supply zone sitting above at about 137 pips away from the current market price. So if I were you, what I would be doing is very simple, waiting for more buy momentum of that zone, and that will be my projection on this one going forward. And this is AUD US dollar. We don't need to talk much about this. We've seen the structure all along. I talked about it last week, and this is exactly what the market has proven to be doing. So the same thing we have with NZD dollar right here is so much of a LD flow until we have series of these ones without a bit of wicks covering up. So right here, we have a lot that we're waiting for. Want to see the price creating more bullish momentum till the price gets here and blah, blah, blah. So this will be the projection for this one. But to keep it simple, this is what we should be expecting on 4-hour time frame. On the weekly time frame perspective, nothing is really much there. This is it. This is what we have here. Okay, on the weekly time frame perspective, this is exactly what we have. And that also means the previous low structure we have has not been tested, which is here, has not been tested. So price is actually just moving a bit above to grab liquidity before it's coming back to smash into this entire zone in the future. So with that being said, I mean this previous low structure. So with that being said, I will expect the market to smash it later. But for now, on the 4-hour time frame perspective, let's talk about what we have, what we can see. This is what we're seeing right now. This is what we can see. So let's wait and see the buy before we see the price creating a low below this previous line at 0.558 thereabouts. Okay, so that makes more sense. And quickly, let's move to the USD CAD. USD CAD also gave us an incredible bullish momentum for some times. And last week, we've been expecting it to give us a bearish momentum. And of course, this is the level we expected to get into overall for a bullish momentum like this. And that is about 1.4412. But before then, we have extensive bullish energy over time. This bullish run was massive. It broke the previous high structure. We have a value gap just below. So which means somehow we're waiting to see the price filling back into this range and continue buying. So this might not be this much anyways, but this is just an idea of what I'll be expecting the price to do because we have a fair value gap sitting just right here on this weekly zone. And with that, this is massive. To be honest, this is really massive. So to keep this away from the chart, let's make it a bit more simpler. And I'm going to remove this one right here. And then what I have here is very simple. On 4-hour time frame perspective, I will be waiting to see more sell momentum on this USD Canadian dollar before I start buying off. So right, I'll be expecting more buy. And that is from the 1-hour time frame perspective. This is it here. It makes more sense. This is the pure demand zone, which I'm expecting the price to move into. And currently on 1-hour time frame, I will be expecting more of that. And as a matter of fact, it makes more sense because we've been seeing the price creating that structure for bearish energy. And you see it's lower highs and lower lows, lower highs and lower lows. And that is a bearish turn, right? So if you want to check it out, this is it. This is how it looks like. And we are at the upper band of this entire channel. and that means we should be expecting more sell. So with that, therefore, I'll be looking for more sell overall for this week on USD CAD. And if DSY will be selling, of course, that means USD CAD should also be selling. USDJPY is one of the trades that gave us more money last week. We made over 200 pips from this one because we anticipated ahead of time, and the market delivered just as we anticipated. So on the weekly time frame perspective, it's giving more of a buy after the old Japanese CN, Bank of Japan, Saga, and the rest of that. So we keep it this very simple. Let's just go to 4 hour time frame perspective. We talked about it last week, Thursday, Wednesday, which I told my students in the community that we should look forward to sell off. And at the early hours of Wednesday when we had the class, it was just around there. And trust me, on Thursday, one of those moments, we just have this explosive movement. Over 200 pips overall is what we gathered from here. But so far, so well. We're looking for how the price is actually moving into this range before we take a buy. But the price has not done that yet. So I'll just extend my projection a little bit so that I can give price the breathing space to do that. I expect the price to move into this level overall before we have more buy on it. So this is what I'm expecting to see from the current market price. I want to see the price. I want to see sell down into here and start buying off from this zone. So this is exactly how it looks like. And this is USDJPY. And quickly talking about USDCHF, if you check it out on the weekly time frame perspective, I hope I'm not too fast. On the weekly time frame for USDCHF, we have a previous high structure, which we are already looking forward to test, and that structure was for June 2025, so about a year ago. The previous high structure that we had there around that same June, it has been tested, rejected, and currently we're looking for a little bit of bearish momentum before we pick up for bullish energy again. So looking at what the price has done so far, we have extensive movement down here. And what do you expect? We expect the price to go back and take it. It's a matter of time. That's what the price does every time. It will claim it back, and do the game, claim it back, and do the game, claim it back. So this whole thing is what we'll be expecting in the next 1 year. They're about check back this chart and come and give me the feedback. So USDCHF on technical outlook, this is what we're looking at, and I want to see more buy, but the buy we're looking for is not going to continue like that after this extensive movement back and forth. So I expect the little movement to be about 45 pips into this range before we have a buy, and this is the first point of interest, which is 4 hour time frame. But on the 1 hour time frame, we have another one who looks even better, and this is it right here. And that I'll be expecting the market to do about how many pips in total? To do about like 100 pips before it gets there. And if the market is able to deliver that, that makes more sense because I'll be looking for how the price is going to give us more bullish momentum from that zone. And with that, everybody will be fine. And let's see what opportunity we can make from the market out of that out of that zone. So yeah, what I'm risking here is not really so much. It's just a little bit below the current market, below the current structure of the market. So that is USDCHF. I will switch this back to 4 hours, and then I will move forward to the next one we have in line. This is about 12 minutes. I hope you're enjoying it. All right. If you have not seen this, this is the first time you're seeing this, you're welcome to my channel. Do it to subscribe, do it to share, like, comment, and then we always see time after time after now. Okay. So Griffith pounds JPY, I'm not interested. It's so much noise on it. But the Griffith pounds AUD, nothing much, not like I'm interested, but it looks like something we can really lay hands on. Okay. So this one right here, if we see more opportunity for a sale breaking out this previous low, let it retest a little. And with that, it gives you more outlook that we're expecting more reaction for a sale till the price gets here. So when the price gets here, whatever profits you've made from here to here, please just take it out. That's about 218 pips. Whatever profit you made, 50 pips, 10 pips, 100 pips, whatever you made, when the price gets here, please do it to take off your profit. So this is the outlook on this one particularly. We might have a little bit of buy momentum on this one too. It might not be much, it might be much. This is not one of the pairs I look out, I check out. I just let me check it for today. So, well, that is that on that. I'm not looking much for on this. Let's see how it goes. I'll still check it back anyways. So let's see how the market opens. If there will be a gap down on DXY, most likely there might be not. I mean, there could be a gap down whereby market will just open around here, gap down, gap down. So if it happens, congrats. It will make our work more faster. Market just gap down. It will make our work more faster. So I'm just trying to analyze it. I'm just trying to position something like this. So if it happen, though, that is good. If it doesn't, it's okay. It's the market at the end of the day. So let's endure and let's let's embrace the reality of the market. That's being said, on good US dollar, good US dollar. On 4 hour time frame perspective, our last zone that we had last week was here, which I said we're going to be seeing a sell happening. And that's exactly what the market did. So since Monday last week, market was selling until Thursday, thereabout. Wednesday rather, it started buying off massively and it got to that level. And that was the zone I said it would get to. It will retrace a little bit more. Then I expect it to start buying off to this zone. But don't forget that a weekly time frame perspective, we have a zone with targeting on good. Gold is supposed to be around that 3,390, and that is the weekly time zone, which I've talked about since January. And look at the price, has been crashing since March. It has been crashing, 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 crashing. And let's see how it goes. So on the 4 hour time frame perspective, I don't have anything to really go about around here. Then I want to see a little bit of bearish momentum and continue to buy off till the price gets to this 4 hour premium zone. And that is where we want to sell from. Okay. How do I know which level we should be buying from? I went to 1 hour time frame, and what I saw was very simple. The previous high structure taking out explosive candles, created another one, ranging and rejection. So I'll be waiting to see the price dump into a demand zone, and this is one that I can see here. So that's why I put out these parameters for this one right here. This is the parameter 4126.27 for entry and 4100 or 4101 for your stop loss, and expecting more buying from here. That's simple. So that's why it's good to put your stop loss in case it wants to move downward to this level. This is also possible, but I prefer to see this. We had more disturbance here. So this is a smooth move if it works that way. I want to see sell, continue buying. When it gets here, expecting more sell. So for our time frame, this is how it's going to look like on gold US dollar. So quickly, we are done with this, and let's move to the next one. Excuse me. On the daily time frame perspective for BTC US dollar, what I'm expecting is simple, expecting more buy energy. I want to see the price buy to when it gets to about 74,436. That is where I'm expecting the price to get into. So currently it has not done that, and it's fine. It's okay. Just that I'll be expecting more of that reaction on the lower time frame. So no matter what the time frame say, the price says on any time frame, the bigger picture is always my friend. Last week I said we should be buying BTC US dollar. The first 2 days thereabouts was not moving our way because it was actually selling, and you can see it sold all through to this level. But on Wednesday I came back when I talked about it. I said, guys, whatever you do, remember we're buying BTC US dollar and our target is way up. So far so well, this is what it did last week. And from this outlook, therefore, we can tell on 4 hour time frame, we still have a long way to go to pull back into a kind of range like this at around this price level. And that is the 4 hour zone where we can be expecting a little bit sell. It might be much, it can be little, depending on when the price gets there. We're going to figure it out. So that is what we have there. And then the next one, silver, nothing much on silver for me. Like I talked about it at the beginning of last week too. I said it on Monday recap, expecting more buy on it. And if you check from Monday till now, this was Sunday, this was Monday, this was Monday, good. From Monday till now, a little bit of sell, but it did more of a buy overall. So I'll be expecting it to still continue to buy till it gets to this price level. It will retrace a little bit, just like we're experiencing it on gold right now. I expect it to do the same. Then overall move back into this range and this level. We should be targeting a sell momentum from here. And for those that don't understand what this means, if you check the parameter by the right hand side, you're going to see that there are numbers there. And those numbers are what we're using for entry. As you can see, the gray color 70.872 is the entry point, 71.969 is the red color, and that is the stop loss. And 66.589 is a take profit. If I adjust this to any level, you see the green, that is a take profit. If I pull it back up here, you see the green, excuse me, that is the take profit. So whichever way, if I put it this way, it means that is the take profit right there. So this is the outlook I have on silver. And then to the next one, what do I have? US 30. I don't have anything on US 30, to be honest. That guy has been bullish, and I said we can't be expecting bearish momentum on it, even though it's showing sign of weakness, but it's not really weak, actually. It's still buy. So as far as I'm concerned, it's more of a buy. On daily time frame perspective for this one right here, it is still more of a buy. On 4 hour time frame, do we have anywhere we can expect the market to crash into? Then we start buying off from there. No, we don't. The gap we have has been filled. Since then, the price balance is this is a balanced price range. The price has been filling off everything. So I don't have anything here. If I go to 1 hour, maybe but I'm not a fan. I don't patronize it. 1 hour time frame, nothing here. Nothing is actually here for me. So I won't do anything. But then I think I have Wheaty. Let's talk about Wheaty. Wheaty is the crude oil. So let's see. On the crude oil, with a time frame perspective, there was a time we talked about this, and I said that we should be expecting more sell momentum on that. It's been over 4 weeks now, and guess what? It has been selling massively for that 4 weeks now. It has sold well. I said it will sell into the gap zone, which we have here, and that's exactly what it did. It sold into the gap zone. Last week, I said if we are in the gap zone, we should expect more range in that level because we need more fundamentals somehow to push this price. And from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it found itself in the gap zone and it sat in there fighting. And what do you expect now? Well, just a lot of people will believe that this will start buying, and the fact that they didn't buy on time, that means they could actually just reason at it this way, pull back a little bit more, whereby they're going to take out this. And I'm removing that because I've thought about it already. Okay. They're now going to do something like this, fit this level two, and let's leave it here. By the time they get here, we know exactly what else to do. So on daily time frame, this is the outlook. On 4 hours, this is how it's going to look like. And honestly, I'll be more than happy to see it play out, even on the daily time frame perspective. This whole thing makes more sense on higher time frame because that's where the real move happens. Lower time frame is full of noise, and if you trade it, it's okay. I'm not bashing you. I'm just saying it's full of noise. Somehow you have to make decisions multiple times. But this, I just try to make it once, and I cover and come back to review and all of that. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. If you have seen this and I want you to do proper risk management, this is from my own personal opinion and my own personal research. This is not just all you need. You can go ahead and do your own personal research to determine your bias and what you want to trade in the global financial market. Trade with proper risk management. Thank you for watching. Like, share, comment, and most importantly, subscribe to this to encourage me to do more. I will be seeing you again during the course of the week. Until then, trade proper risk management and have a wonderful trading week ahead of you. Bye for now.